everyone. Welcome to all of you. So in last lecture we were discussing about sexual reproduction, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about events in sexual reproduction. So whatever organism, either plant or animal, after attainment of maturity, all sexual reproduction organism exhibit event and process that have remarkable fundamental similarity, as I stated earlier. Why? Because there is same process. For example, pre-fertilization, and there will be a gamete formation, gamete transfer. There will be then fertilization and post-fertilization. So by process they are showing remarkable fundamental similarities. So after gamete formation there will be a zygote and embryogenesis. For our convenience we have divided this phenomenon in three parts: pre-fertilization, fertilization and post-fertilization. You can see here, as I stated earlier, that a pre-fertilization, there will be a gametogenesis and gamete transfer. I told you already there is no need to do rod reading, because before fertilization we need to do gamete formation, and once gamete is formed, so there will be a transfer of this gamete, and after fusion of this gamete there will be a zygote formation, and process of this fusion, it is known as a fertilization, and after zygote there will be a embryogenesis or development of embryo. So this is the post fertilization. Now let's have a look on gametogenesis. So there will be a two type of gamete, homogamete and heterogamete. If both the gamete are morphologically similar, in case of this cladophora, and it is one type of algae, so both the gamete, male and female, are morphologically, by shape and size, they are similar. That's the reason it is homogamete. And what meant by heterogamete? Morphologically, by shape and size, they are different from each other, so it is heterogamete. In case of this, like this is gamete of human being, it is egg cell, and this is sperm cell. So you can see literally both are morphologically and shape and size wise they are different. And in case of this heterogamete of fucus, this is fucus algae, this is egg cell, and this is sperm cell. So both are different. Now what mean by sexuality of organism? As I told you earlier that like there is monoecious, or we can say bisexual, dioecious, or we can say unisexual. So what does it mean? This flower has both the organ. For example, this is stamen and this is pistil. That's the reason it is monoecious. Now what mean by monoecious? Mono means once, osseous means sexual portion or sexual organ. So one animal or one plant have both the organ, then it will be a monoecious or bisexual. So it is bisexual. Now what mean by unisexual? See, this is bryophyte, it is a Markensia. So female thallus and male thallus both are separate or both are different. That's the reason it is dioecious, or we can say unisexual. And in case of this monoecious, Cara, it is algae. You can see Oogonium and Anthridium, both sexual organ are present in same plant, or we can say same algae, same thallus. That's the reason it is monoecious, or we can say bisexual. So there are some example of monoecious plant. For example, cucurbita and coconut. So cucurbita flower and coconut flower both have a male and female sex organ on the same plant. And there are some other example of dioecious plant. For example, this papaya and date palm. So this is papaya plant. You can see here, this is female plant which has only female flower, and this is male plant which has only male flower. So by fertilization of this anther, like this anther will fertilize this flower, and there will be a fruit formation. So this is papaya. So on the basis of this, what question may be asked to you? Does monoecious plant would have a monoecious flower? Yes, of course. We can say it is, the answer will be yes. Why? Let's say this is a hibiscus plant, right? So hibiscus, it is monoecious plant. So hibiscus, it is also monoecious flower too. For example, hibiscus has this pistil and this anther. So on the basis of this, we can say that monoecious plant would have monoecious flower too. It is possible. What next question to be asked? That does monoecious plant would have a dioecious or we can say unisexual flower? Yes. Let's say this is a maize plant. So maize plant has a separate flower. For example, this is a male spike and this is female flower, or we can say female plant. This is a male spike and this is female spike. So because they are separate, that's the reason flower it is unisexual, but so plant it is monoecious plant, right? So hope that makes sense. Now what about animal? So in animal there is also same case. For example, this tapeworm, this leech. So tapeworm has a both ovary and testis. That's the reason it is monoecious, or we can say bisexual, or in other word we can say it is a hermaphrodite. So earthworm, this is also hermaphrodite because it has a ovary and testis too. That's the reason. And in case of this cockroach, this male and female both are separate, and we people also we are unisexual because male and female are separate, or unisexual, or we can say dioecious. Now, what would be a cell division? Now, what type of cell division during gamete formation? See, if formation of gamete, it is source of this gamete formation. If cell it is 2n or diploid, then there will be a meiosis, and the formation of gamete it is starting from the haploid cell. Then there will be a mitosis, right? Why? Because by the process of mitosis we will get n and n. By the process of this meiosis, first meiosis we will get n, and there will be a 4n. So if you want to understand this concept in deep, so I'll drop one link of my video so you can check that. You can see here also, if the plant body it is diploid, then formation of gamete through meiosis, and if plant body is haploid, then formation of gamete through mitosis. Although we have already discussed in class 11 what mean by haplontic life cycle and what mean by diplontic life cycle, and about this concept we'll be having look in chapter number 2 in detail, right? What mean by megaspore, mother cell, and what is the tetrad and how it will divide, and what is this 7 cell and 8 nucleus process. Several organisms belonging to, for example, Monera, fungi, algae, and bryophyte have haploid plant body. So you can see this chart also. If it is haploid, then there will be a mitosis. By the process of mitosis, there will be a gamete formation. And in case of pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm, so these all plants are diploid, right? That's the reason the formation of gamete through meiosis. So we have already looked on this, although in chapter number 2 we'll discuss this in detail. And what about this animal? For example, this is germ cell and it is diploid, right? So first there will be a mitosis, and after mitosis there will be a meiosis. So by the process of meiosis, gamete formation is take place in case of this diploid cell, right? And as I stated earlier, what about this megaspore? We will discuss later in chapter number 2. And this phenomenon also we are going to discuss in detail in chapter number 3. So on the basis of this concept, you need to fill this empty place. For example, if there is a diploid cell in our human being, it is we have 46 chromosome, right? So what is condition in case of haploid? But obvious, haploid it is half the number of chromosome of diploid. That's the reason there will be a 23. So in case of housefly, there will be a 12 chromosome. So what is haploid condition? It is 6. And in case of rat, there is a 21 haploid chromosome. So diploid chromosome will be 42. So in case of dog, 78. So half of 78 will be 39, right? And in case of this cat, it is 19. So diploid of this 19 will be 38, and vice versa. You can fill this rest of the places. Now what mean by gamete transfer? It is most complex process in sexual reproduction. So in most of the cases, male gamete are motile and female gamete is stationary. But there are some few exceptional case, for example fungi and algae, in which both type of gamete are motile. You can see here, this is algae, it is homogametic contact in algae. So you can see both male and female gamete are same in size and same in shape, so both are motile, right? But in most of the cases, female it is in stationary. So in case of like algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, because they are living in water, that's the reason, you know, water it is medium for them, because they cannot pollinate through other agent like honeybees through wind. That's the reason there would be a water, it is pollinating agent for this bryophyte and pteridophyte and algae. So in this sexual reproduction, especially in gamete transfer, it is a there is a large number of the male gamete, however, fail to reach the female gamete. That's the reason there is one mechanism. Male gamete will produce large in number or several thousands times more than the female gamete. It is necessary, right? For example, you are wanted to know, in case of our human being, sperm cell will be 200 to 300 million, or you can say 20 to 30 crores at a one time. So it is a huge number, or it is a large number, because there is so many chance to lose this sperm cell, right? We'll see in detail in chapter number 3. So what is this fertilization in case of plant? Pollen grain are the carrier of male gamete, or you can say pollen grain has a male genetic material. So in case of in case of monoecious plant, it is very easy to pollinate for that flower, right? Because stigma and anther, it is present in the same flower. That's the reason it is very easy. For example, in case of this pea plant, it has a monoecious flower. That's the reason pea plant, pollination in pea plant, it is very easy, because this anther will spread easily pollen grain on this pistil, because it is found on a same flower. That's the reason. But in case of flower, it is it is difficult, and that's the reason there is some pollinating agent should be there, through which they can pollinate themselves. And there are so many types of pollination, we will see later on in chapter number 2. Now, as I stated earlier, what would be a mechanism for dioecious animals? See, this is external fertilization. So they are evolved, develop so many processes. For example, this is external fertilization, and this male fish will release sperm cell in water, and this female fish will release egg cell in water, and they will fertilize outside of the body. That's the reason it is external fertilization. So this case we have already discussed, although there is a whole topic based on this in chapter number 3, so you'll see later on. Alright, so thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, so kindly subscribe this channel and share with your friends, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Thank you.